Hi everyone, welcome to Humanities 551, Origins of Life and Intelligence. My name is Ev Cora, and over the course of the next 16 weeks, it will be my pleasure to guide you through the works of Charles Darwin and subsequent developments up into the 21st century that have grown out of Darwin's works. If you're like me, you probably haven't had much exposure to the works of Charles Darwin, but through a recent development called literary Darwinism, I've become almost obsessed with reading his works and trying to find applications for them in philosophy, literature, literary criticism, and so forth. Lucky for us, Darwin wrote for the layman rather than for the scientist, so his works are eminently readable, his prose is lucid, and it's very interesting to follow his train of thought. You might recall from your Humanities 500 class from Adler and Van Doren's book on how to read a book, which I hope you will find an opportunity to make use of again. They stated that it's important for us to try and state as clearly as we can the problem that the author has tried to solve, and we want to do that with Darwin's works. We also want to, as they say, trace the interconnections between different kinds of phenomena. And if we're clear about that and can trace those connections or intimate where we think the connections might be, we will have learned a great deal more about what Darwin had to say and can start to make some judgments about that work. There's a couple of other things that you need to know. I will want you, of course, to have a copy of the book by Philip Appelman called Darwin. It's a Norton Critical Anthology. We will also be reading some other things, including Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, a play by the Capek brothers called R.U.R. about robotics, and one of your written papers will actually be about Sam Shepard's play Buried Child, which you will be able to find entirely online. I want you in the first week to go have a look in the online library, and in particular I want you to look at the Humanities 551 course guide, the library course guide for Origins of Life and Intelligence. Read the syllabus carefully. In fact, you might want to print it out and keep it handy for ready reference. And if you have questions, please ask them in the messages area of the classroom, and don't hesitate to ask as many questions as you care to. I'll try and answer them as quickly and as fully as possible, or it may be a question that we will wrangle with the answer for a while. Your first short paper is due by the end of the second week, and it has to do with Darwin's works, science, and you, what you know and what you would still like to know. Read ahead as much as you can so you can stay on top of the reading, and it will give you a better time to reflect on the issues that we will be encountering as we go forward. And as always, please let me know what you think. I'm glad you're here. We're going to have an interesting 16 weeks, and now we're off and running, so welcome aboard.